Hello, soulmates. Welcome to the Honest Academy. My name is Justice. So, in this video, I'm going to be showing you how I made the beautiful Ankara combination that you saw on the thumbnail. So, here I have my pattern, and this is just the basic pattern. I'm going to be using it to cut out the areas that need to be combining. Okay, the pattern is just to help me manage my fabric. Of course, you can do this directly on your fabric, but whereby you have a little fabric, you can just use the pattern to make your cutting easier and minimize waste. Okay, so here I have the pattern for front and back, and I'm going to be cutting out where I want the combination to start for the up and down joining. So this is for the front, and I'm going to be cutting the area for the back. So you need to identify which is the lower part and the upper part to avoid mistakes. And then there's no need for that, there's no need for intake of whatever, just a free simple Ankara gown. Okay, the fabric is quite small, so I needed to manage it as much as possible. So once you have your pattern, it will make so much things easier for you. Here I'm adding ½ inch sewing allowance for the parts that I need to cut, I need to be joining. And then by the sides, I need to add, or I think I added more. I need to add as much allowance as possible, and of course the fabric is quite small so that it becomes very free. If you make it the size of the pattern, it's going to be quite fitted, and that wouldn't be nice. Okay, make it as free as possible so that it will be easier for you to wear it. Here I added 1 inch allowance to the um pattern, and of course I did not sew this 1 inch. I sewed something very small. And of course, the dart and everything that I did not take is adding to the allowance of the fabric or the garment. So this is the upper part which I'll be using to combine the Ankara, and I'm cutting it out using the parts that I cut out from the pattern. So when you're using your pattern to make something free, you don't need to mark your darts and all that. They will be adding to the extra allowance that you need. So in the pattern, I have more than 1 inch allowance. You can see that the center front has an excess. I left it there. The dart intake is there, 1 inch. The back slanted CB, I did not touch it. Almost 1 inch is there. The back dart is there. I did not touch it. So you have up to 4 inches allowance inside the pattern that has not been taken out. But then I still added allowance to it again because I did not sew exactly what I marked, right? So when you're making this on your fabric directly, you just need to add up to 4 inches. So here is the facing for the front. Here is the facing for the front. Just cut using the same shape of the fabric that you've cut, and then use it to cut a small part using the same shape as the facing. This is it, and this is the facing for the back. Okay, you can see the way it is. It's quite easy to understand even without the explanation. Just use your curve to connect. uh, Not, I did not make it up to the shoulder point, but you can choose to make it up to the shoulder point so that you join it to the sleeve. But I did not do that here. I had to tack it to keep it in place. So we'll be proceeding to the sewing, and you can decide to stir this to give it a little structure or make it firm. So this is how I'm going to be sewing it as my hand is going. Good. So I'm going to be joining it on the sewing machine. The same goes for the back too. I'm going to be joining that on the sewing machine, following the same shape. What I'm joining is just the neckline. The shoulders are not yet joined. Just the neckline is what we're going to be joining. This facing, you can use it on whatever you want to do. Once you know how to cut your facing, you're good to go in whatever. Just the neckline is what you're sewing so that we can turn it backward. So after sewing, you need to iron, as in you need to press it so that it relaxes very well for you and make the beauty of the garment to come out nicely. So it's time to be joining the Ankara and the other fabric, which I don't even know what to call it. Okay, I want to use this medium to welcome everyone that is here with me, my returning subscribers, new subscribers, those that always come back to watch this video. I am so grateful. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now, in this part, learning how to sew a pointed edge is quite important. And of course, for this part to relax very well, we are going to be staying the parts that will be joined. Okay, we're going to stay it. I did stay it to give it a very nice finishing. The stirring using stay will make it to come out so beautiful and relax very well. So whenever you're sewing something that has a pointed edge, it will be very nice if you stir those parts. It will, you'll see the beauty of what you're making. So this is how I'm going to be joining it, but then I have to stir it. Join from one end and then join the other part. So this is me trying to stir the pointed parts, the parts that will be joined with my ST. You can use a very light ST. I think this is thick. You can use a very light ST. It will equally do the work very well. So I have joined the two parts together and look how beautiful it is. So sorry I did not show exactly how it was sewn, and this is the pocket. I actually forgot I was making a video until I have finished everything, but it did come out very beautiful. Okay, so once you've just cut it out, sewing it will not be a problem. You can see the finished outcome. The sleeve has already been added. I hope someone is not crucifying me for this. Okay, this is just a video that was made out of how do I put it? So thank you for watching, and I know you learned something from the cutting, and this is the sleeve. Just let your creativity guide you and make a little combination so that everything comes out so beautiful and easy. So I decided to cover some parts of the pocket by making this design there, just to make it not to look too plain. Okay, not to look too plain. And I loved it. You need to see the commotion that this dress is causing. Thank you for watching. Bye.